Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Just look at me, you monster. Just look at what you did.
The Belvidere mother who lost her fiance and 2 sons is face to face in court with the man charged for their murders. Public health officials are cautiously optimistic as COVID cases across Illinois trend downward. And if you see people wearing Milwaukee Bucks jerseys inside out tonight, that's all thanks to some local high school students. Good evening, I'm Eric Wilson. Mimi Murphy is off tonight. Illinois reports a drop in COVID cases, but the health department warns numbers are still high. There were just over 26,000 new cases today. That's the lowest since January 5th. 6,500 patients are in the hospital, the lowest since January 2nd. 160 more people died. That's the highest daily number in more than a year.
The sheer volume, however, still is a problem. It's still a challenge to those workers, and we still have to pull every single lever available to help increase just the staff to care for those people in the hospitals.
IDPH's main message is still get the vaccine and the booster if you're eligible.
The Illinois data shows that being vaccinated or only partially vaccinated as opposed to being boosted places you at 11 times greater risk of hospitalization and 13 times greater risk of dying. So you want to be on the side of the boosted.
The government is giving every household 4 free COVID test kits. You just need to ask for one through the website covidtests.gov. But just hours after the site went live, scammers have already tried to trick you. Find out more about that coming up tonight at 6. The man accused of killing a Belvidere dad and his 2 young sons appears in court. Back on December 19th, 31-year-old Andrew Hint, 7-year-old Benjamin, and 5-year-old Sebastian were found dead in their home. Rachel Perry was in court for Alize Smith's bond hearing. Rachel, you learned some new details about why police arrested Smith.
Eric, Smith appeared in person this morning. This is the first time Andrew's fiance and mother of the 2 boys has seen him since before her family was killed.
It's hard to sit back and just not put your hands on someone when that's all you really want to do, but it's not going to bring them back.
A hard day for Maddie, who sat in the courtroom as the man accused of killing her fiance and 2 sons walked through the door. Maddie Way and Andrew's aunt, Teresa Hint, tell me holding back their emotions wasn't easy.
When we first all walked in, it was like I just, was shaking so much because I knew that he was going to be there, and the fact that I couldn't speak to him, I couldn't yell at him, I couldn't hit him, I couldn't beat him was really hard.
Yeah, I let you around my kids, and you played with my daughter, and you were in our home and in our lives like a normal person. And then you literally took half of my family from me and look me in the face and look what you did.
In new details, according to the state, Andrew Hint and the boys did not leave their house after 11:40 the morning they were murdered. But Alize Smith was seen exiting their home that same day just after noon, taking the Ring camera off the door. Lise Lombardo, representing the state, says a person was seen wearing surgical gloves driving Andrew's stolen truck on a Chicago tollway. His Jeep Grand Trackhawk was last seen in Glendale Heights and is still missing. Lombardo says the next day, Smith went to Michigan to meet a friend who later called police and turned him in. He was arrested December 21st. Now Maddie and Teresa tell me the new details are bittersweet.
It's hard to hear because it's details about what happened
day,
and like what he, did afterwards and stuff. So
it was definitely comforting to hear that it's going in the right direction.
Yes.
And it seems like it's on our side more than his, so that was really good to know.
According to the state, Smith was working for Andrew, selling marijuana, and owed him upwards of $10,000. The judge ordered that he be held without bond. If convicted, Smith faces 20 to 60 years in prison on each count. A celebration of life for the Hint family is planned for February 6th. Those details are on mystateline.com. Eric.
Thanks, Rachel. The Freeport Fire Department begins a search for a new leader. Chief Brad Liggett died earlier this month. Last night, Scott Steichel was sworn in as interim chief. Steichel's a 24-year veteran of the department. He'll be in charge until a replacement is approved. Any internal candidate can apply for the position for the next 10 days. The city council also okayed an outside recruitment company to conduct a national search for a new chief. The city of Rochelle is looking to the future. This morning, it began tearing down Hickory Grove. The former Vagabond Resort has been a restaurant, banquet center, fitness club, and entertainment venue. Officials say the property was too expensive to maintain. A Rebuild Illinois grant is covering the cost of demolition. No word yet on what will go into the spot, but the city says it's already talking with several parties to redevelop the site. A group of seniors at Beloit Memorial High School will get a special mention at tonight's Milwaukee Bucks game. They won the team's theme night competition with Inside Out. That's focused on bringing awareness to mental health. Nikel Delgado met them. Nikel, why'd they pick that theme?
Well, Eric, the students said they wanted to bring to light an important issue, and it's all inspired by athletes who brought up their own mental health issues.
It's good to know that you were hand-chosen by the Bucks organization, so that was a good feeling.
The seniors say that they came up with the Inside Out idea for mental health. It's a way to help and show awareness to a tough topic in a fun, loving environment. It took them 3 weeks to come up with the idea, create, and practice their pitch where they would make a video and send it to the Bucks organization.
This would be a really great idea to kind of bring like a whole community, a full Bucks stadium full of people together to represent a cause and show people that deal with mental health that like it's okay and everyone's like here and has your back to fight with you.
Teacher at Beloit Memorial High School, Tony Capozzello, says working with the students and then winning makes him really proud.
We're going to get to unite the community, have a really fun theme night that people are not going to forget about. People are going to remember this night for a long time.
In education right now, we need amazing. And when the kids particularly coming out of what we've been through for the last several years now, they've responded well, and this has been something they've really enjoyed.
Mr. Capozzello says in the entrepreneurship class, the project was to have the students think like a business professional, generating revenue through ticket sales, relationships with corporate partners, and connect communities.
I think it would be really cool to see our idea really to come alive.
The seniors say they are going to the game tonight, and they would like to have all the fans have their jerseys inside out.
To raise mental health awareness, obviously, and I think everyone can get behind it, so it'll be really awesome to see.
Beloit Memorial High School winners hope that the Bucks organization will use the Inside Out theme for seasons to come. Eric?
The president's Build Back Better plan could have a second chance on Capitol Hill. Democrats say they're determined to get some of the roughly $1.7 trillion spending package passed this year. Republicans are skeptical about what's in the bill. Raquel Martin is keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
I'm not asking for castles in the sky.
President Joe Biden says Democrats are not giving up on his economic agenda.
I'm asking for practical things the American people have been asking for a long time, and I think we can get it done.
We are going to revisit in short order the Build Back Better Act.
Wednesday, Democrats said they will push forward with smaller portions of the president's roughly $1.7 trillion social spending plan.
Making sure that we can lower child care costs, lower health care costs.
Illinois Democrat Sherry Busto says the reality is Democrats will not get everything they want.
The Build Back Better Act, as we sent it over, is not going to happen.
Last month, moderate Democratic Senators Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema opposed the package, citing concerns over inflation and some of the bill's provisions. Busto says it's time to bring them back to the table.
We have to have more child care. We have to make sure the child care workers are paid what they should be paid.
And she hopes even some Republicans get on board.
Is there an interest in trying to make sure that people have reasonable and affordable child care? Absolutely.
But Republican Congressman Bill Huizenga says he doubts Democrats will include GOP suggestions and says he's skeptical more government is the answer.
The problem is whether it's child care or getting people back to work, Washington has continued to put barriers in the way of that.
At this point, Democrats have not set a timeline for passing their efforts, but say discussions are in the works. In Washington, Raquel Martin.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
It has been a cold afternoon as temperatures today have been a good 20 to 25 degrees colder than where they were yesterday. We had a few clouds from time to time, but starting to see that cloud cover clear out. A live look with a Mercy Out Skytrack camera up in Beloit. Winds have been a bit on the blustery side too, coming in from the northwest, anywhere from 10 up to 20 miles per hour. So while officially our high temperature was 38 degrees, that was just at midnight. And once that cold front came through, those numbers really fell back. Right now we're sitting in the teens, single digits out to the west of us, and that's where wind chills are also in the double digits below zero. 15 degrees below is what it feels like in Galena, 6 below right now in Freeport, 17 our current temperature here in Rockford, 15 in Rochelle. We are going to see those numbers continue to drop here very close to zero as we go through the night tonight. Temperature change from this time yesterday, big difference right behind that cold front, and unfortunately that colder air, something that is going to remain locked in place over the next several days. 15 for our weather watcher Bob here on the southeast end of Rockford. Mike has a brisk wind coming in from the northwest. Wind chill down to 6 below there, just north of Forreston, with an actual air temperature of 13. Tonight we are going to drop down to about 2 above, but I think some outlying areas could come close to zero, maybe 1 or 2 degrees below zero. When we look at our wind chill factors, though, by tomorrow morning, because we are still going to hang on to that breeze from the northwest, wind chills tomorrow morning anywhere from 15 to 20 below. So that means frostbite can occur within a matter of 30 minutes on exposed skin for any prolonged period of time outdoors. Now, as high pressure comes in during the day tomorrow, we keep with some sunshine. The wind is going to lighten up a bit, so it's not going to be as windy tomorrow, so that does help out a little bit in the wind chill department, but it is still going to be cold, low to mid-teens for high temperatures tomorrow. Now, with the anticipated wind chill numbers tomorrow, a wind chill advisory has been issued. Greene County here in southwest Wisconsin, then you have Stevenson, Joe Davies, Carroll, and Whiteside counties. That goes into effect here this evening, and that will run through tomorrow morning. 14 degrees, that's the high temperature for tomorrow. A very cold start, little less wind, and we'll see that sunshine, and we'll hang on to that mostly clear sky as we go through tomorrow evening. So let's look at futurecast here. Numbers dropping below zero. I think the better chance for that staying a little more to the northwest, where we have that wind chill advisory in effect. And even though Rockford, Belvidere, Rochelle, DeKalb, we don't have that advisory for us per se tonight, it is still going to be a cold start tomorrow. We see the sunshine, low mid-teens for tomorrow afternoon as high pressure settles in. I think that's a better chance for most of us to drop back below zero. Winds will pick up a little then from the southwest on Friday. We'll see the sunshine, high temperatures back into the upper teens, low 20s for the afternoon. But we are going to build in the cloud cover as we go throughout the morning on Saturday. There's a cold front that comes in. That'll bring us a chance for a couple of snow showers there for Saturday afternoon. Sunday, Monday, Eric, these are kind of 2 days I'm keeping an eye on for the chance for some snow, maybe some accumulating snow going into the early part of next week. But that cold air, you see, that remains locked in place. Temperatures, while we get a little bump for the weekend, will drop back again as we head into next week.
Now sports with Sports Director Scott Leber.
The Bulls will try to end their 4-game losing streak tonight. They'll be facing another tough opponent at the United Center in the Cavs. The Bulls will still be without Lonzo Ball and Zach LaVine, but Alex Caruso could see some minutes. He's been activated after clearing protocols. He's seen very little action since the beginning of December because of a hamstring issue, a foot injury, and then COVID. When Caruso plays, the Bulls are a much better team. The numbers back it up. With Caruso, the Bulls are 10 games over 500, 18-8. Without him, they played only 2 games over 500. Caruso has averaged only 8 points and 4 assists a game. So how valuable can he be, right? Well, extremely valuable. He's one of those glue guys that every team needs. He brings energy to the court. He plays hard-nosed defense. He's unselfish. He's fearless. None of those things show up on a stat sheet. That's why his value is so underrated. Caruso's a huge piece to the Bulls' puzzle. The Lakers wish they had him back. But the NFL's evolved a lot over the years. It used to be a running league. Now it's a passing league. Violent hits used to be celebrated. Now players are fined and ejected for them. And coaches can't get away with what they used to get away with. Today, Buccaneers head coach Bruce Arians was fined $50,000 by the NFL for this moment when he slapped the helmet of his safety Andrew Adams last Sunday. Arians also gave Adams a slight elbow. Arians was trying to move Adams away from a pile of players, a small melee after a muffed punt. Adams was trying to pull a player away from the pile. Arians didn't want Adams to draw a penalty, thus the head slap. Yeah, in the NFL in 2022, coaches can't make contact like that with players. But I wonder how many times in the old days some of the greatest, most fiery, legendary coaches in NFL history got away with those types of things and much, much more. A lot, I'm guessing. 3 new members will be inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame Friday, and one is Dale Earnhardt Jr. Based on stats alone, Jr. might not be worthy of the Hall of Fame. He never won a Cup championship. He won 26 Cup races in his career. That pales in comparison to Jeff Gordon's 93 wins and Jimmy Johnson's 83, and even Dale Sr.'s 76. Even Kevin Harvick has more than twice as many wins. But believe me, Dale Jr. is deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. 15 times he was voted NASCAR's most popular driver. The Hall of Fame's for the fans, and the fans want Dale Jr. in the Hall. Plus, the guy's been a great ambassador of NASCAR, a team owner, and an analyst on TV. It's going to be a lot of cheering Friday night when Dale Jr. accepts his place in NASCAR history, and some of that cheering will be coming from me.
Candace has her final weather check in just a sec. First, here's what News Nation has planned for later.
Crime is up in most big cities, but not St. Louis. What Missouri is doing, it's producing results. And teenage truckers, could they be the solution to the empty shelves crisis? Plus, is it safe for an 18-year-old to drive a big rig? Here's Dan.
Thanks, Leland. Tonight on Dan Abrams Live on News Nation. A Cornell law professor says New York's COVID treatment guidance is racist, and he's suing. Tonight, how the state's policy is prioritizing treatment based on race, and why he says it's unconstitutional. That's tonight on Dan Abrams Live.
That's coming up on News Nation, the fastest growing cable news network in America. Watch on any of these cable or satellite stations. Online, head to newsnation.com.
Clear skies for us tonight. The first warn interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and more. There is a wind chill advisory. Stevenson, Joe Davies, Carroll, Whiteside counties, Greene County in Wisconsin. That'll run through tomorrow morning. Wind chills down to 20 below by tomorrow morning, 14 for the afternoon. Looking at some snow early next week.
Thanks, Candace, and thank you for spending some of your time with us. Stay safe.